Are you having trouble keeping track of what you did in an entire day? Do you often feel like the day passed by and you've done nothing, yet you barely even sat down? In this video, I'm going to be sharing one simple tool that you can use to scan every single day for 1 week and discover where time is slipping by between your fingers. If you want to find out more, stay tuned. Disclaimer, this is a simple tool, not an easy tool. Keep watching to understand more what I mean by this. Hi, my name is Roxana and I am a John Maxwell Teen Certified Coach, Speaker, Trainer. And today we're going to be taking a dive together into a tiny part of what is time management and priorities. I'm ready to bet that you've had at least one of those days where you have so much to do and barely even just a moment to breathe. Yet at the end of the day, you can't even remember one significant thing that you did, even though you barely sat down. Does that ring a bell? Tell me in the comments below if it does. I bet it does. And let me tell you, I feel you. I was like that and it frustrated me to no end. It felt as if I was doing nothing of consequence, nothing of what was really urgent or nothing that really actually mattered. And the worst part was I couldn't even pinpoint what I had done in one single day. The truth of the matter is you can't control time. Everyone has 24 hours in a day, no exception. Time itself cannot be managed, but what you can manage is your agenda. John Maxwell says that no person who runs a structure of any kind should wonder if their agenda is full, but rather what they fill their agenda with. If you feel you don't have enough time, you must make a more in-depth analysis of your choices, your agenda, and your priorities. And before we go on to the tool itself, let me tell you 5 aspects of priorities that you might not be aware of or you haven't actually been conscious of them. Number 1. Most people overestimate the importance of most of the things they do. You can make a daily long list of what you want to do, what you should do, or what's mandatory you do. But if inspected with a critical eye, very few things on that list are actually important. Number 2, a high number of priorities paralyze people. We've all had those days where our to-do list seems endless, when your phone wouldn't stop ringing, or when everyone seemed to want something from you at every single moment of the day. Do you remember? Do you remember one of those days? Does it make sense what I'm saying? Do you recall? Have you had one of those days actually recently? Now, how did that day make you feel? If you're like most people, it most probably paralyzed you and you didn't do even half of the things you wanted to do that day, just because it seemed too much. Number 3, when we pay too much attention to the little things, the big problems happen. Robert J. McCain said something that perfectly illustrates this point. A major part of successful living lies in the ability to put first things first. Indeed, the major reason that most goals are not achieved is that we spend our time doing second things first. Think about that. Truly take a moment to reflect about that and see if that is something that you do. Number 4, if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. This seems self-explanatory, but you must pay very close attention to this. Because if this resonates with you, if you feel this is you, then you may not actually be willing or capable to make a decision, and you need to understand the reason for that. Number 5, sometimes a critical situation must occur for people to be able to prioritize. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take an example. Let's say you are a person who's pretty well off and tomorrow, for whatever reason, you lose everything you have and your family is left with absolutely no money. In that very moment, what's the first thing you think of? Or what's the first thing you do? Think about it. Let me know in the comments if you have an idea. Put yourself in the shoes of that person, that hypothetical person, and let me know, what do you think you would do? Do you think you'd be worrying about the dinner you have planned in 2 days with your old friends or your old classmates? Or maybe that task you had left unfinished at work and that had been bothering you just a few hours before? Or do you think you would still be stressing about the boss that yelled at you a few days ago and that you couldn't let go of? No, you would start focusing and hyper focusing on what you have to do to be able to provide for your family again. Your entire life priorities will shift again according to the actual real emergency. Okay. So let's say enough about that. So, how do you actually start prioritizing? We're going to touch more about this on a future video where I'm going to share some prioritization tools. But today, we are going to focus on the tool I mentioned at the beginning to get a clear X-ray view of the activities of 1 week in your life. This tool is called the Miracle of 15 Minutes, and here's what you have to do. Every day, you keep track of what you're doing every 15 minutes. Let's say you wake up at 8 a.m. and you start going about your day. At 8:15, you jot down in a notebook or on your phone what you did from 8 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. Say, for example, got out of bed, washed my face, started brewing my coffee. And you repeat this every 15 minutes for 7 days straight. What helped me when I did this exercise is set an alarm every 15 minutes, just so I remember to keep track of what I'm doing and not forget what's been happening. And that's it. As I said in my disclaimer, this is not an easy practice, but trust me, you will be transformed at the end of it. If done earnestly, you will see at the end of it, without a doubt, what you spend your time doing. And you'll realize what activities don't serve you or your purpose. What are the gaps in your day that can actually be filled in with productive work or activities? You would not believe the power this tool has, and I challenge you to do it. Who's up for trying this for the next 7 days from the moment you see this video? Try it, and my gift to you, if you try this challenge, is the first 5 people to confirm they've done it, they kept at it for 7 days, in earnest, will get a free demo coaching session with me where we can discuss more in depth the findings from this exercise and explore more of what are the things that are stopping you from organizing yourself. So give it a try, do it for 7 days, and the first 5 people to confirm in the comments that they've done it, they've kept at it, they have a journal log of it, will get a free demo coaching session with me. I'll explain more in the description how you can claim your prize if you are up for this challenge, and do it until the end. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you everyone for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helped you, and until the next time, have a smashing week. Bye!